This is Ryan Abraham, Dan Weber, USCFootball.com. Instant analysis here on Howard Jones Field. Only 2 practices left of fall camp. Actually, players, kind of camp is over, I guess you could say, because players moved out of the dorms. They're all excited now to be sleeping in their own beds and stuff. Quarterback talk again, no news again.
No talk. But every once in a while you get a TV reporter who hasn't been here to any practice yet and asks all, and the answers from Lane are, that's a question I get every day. And that's a question I get every day. Yeah. And that's, so same question, everybody's kind of, I think Gary Klein of the LA Times kind of gave up asking that question today. And luckily there was a TV person who came in and asked all the same questions. And the answers are pretty much the same. We'll know when we know. I'm not going to never say never about having 2 quarterbacks. It'll happen when it happens. You'd like it, wish it was already happened, and blah, 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 blah.
Well, last night we saw at the Coliseum, Cody Kessler got a lot of the first-team reps. I think Max Wittek mostly got first-team reps today. Kind of mixed for Cody Kessler, but I had Cody Kessler with 31 attempts. Wittek only had 17. It looks like Kessler's getting a little bit more work lately, too.
Well, I think he definitely gets the call in the 2-minute drill, and more so maybe at the goal line. He didn't throw the pick, and that knocked Wittek out of there also, and then Kessler got him in on a touchdown drive as well. So it's kind of a little bit of a couple of different things, but it's kind of been a pattern here and recently. Whether they set it up one way or not, it does look like it ends up with Cody getting more reps.
And maybe the most interesting take for the quarterback competition is Marqise Lee, and he got to speak to the media for the first time in, I don't know, over a week. What did Lee have to say about the quarterbacks and everything else?
He kind of, follow up on it, Pac-12 Media Day. He said, I wish they'd decide right away. Now he's kind of saying, one day I think it's Cody, one day I think, he comes out and has a great day, one day Max comes out and has a great day. He said, he's kind of settled in. He said, I'm kind of glad I don't have to make it. And he said, but I am going to ask Kiffin tonight. He said, that's a big decision for Coach Kiff. He said, do you think he'll tell me? And he said, watch my Twitter tonight. So he's kind of past, I think, the point. He basically said, I think we're getting enough with both of them. Maybe the long balls, they need to, get those where they're, really timed up well. They haven't. He got one unbelievably great throw from Max Wittek and catch today under pressure with Anthony Brown. Who's been doing a great job and was, singled out by Marqise as, doing such a great job and using the sideline. Marqise said he's just so good, and he was doing it on that play and still, like a 45 or so yard pass. It came right down at the sidelines, and, Anthony Brown's right there, and Marqise still catches it. So pretty spectacular play. As Lane said, Marqise still has a yellow jersey on, but he's getting maximum reps. He's just not, they just don't want him to get maximum contact. Okay. So they want the yellow jersey to stay on, but he looks fine. I think one reporter challenged him to show that his shoulder was okay, and he went like that. He said, is that okay? So they said, can you move your shoulder? And he said, what do you think? So he looks like he's in really good shape.
Yeah, Lee said he was 100% too. Didn't want to wear the yellow jersey. Made some jokes about that. It was great to talk to him because he's always fun and had a lot of interesting things to say. But one last thing, you also got to talk to Clancy Pendergast, USC defensive coordinator. I know he's happy not to have to face Marqise Lee anymore, but what did Clancy have to say?
Well, I think he had good things to say about cornerbacks. The first 2 he cited were Kevon Seymour and Anthony Brown. Shaw, he said, reminds him of George Teague, who played for him at the Dallas Cowboys, and a combination blue collar and yet guy that knows it all. Really likes his ability, out there. Talked about how Sua, has so much potential, but he missed a lot of spring, and he's missed, some significant time in the summer, in the same way with Deion. And they're both kind of playing, Deion Bailey, playing the same position, and a new position for Deion. He said he's never been that far away from the football before, for example. And he said we just need, both of them high IQ guys, you only have to tell them once, but he said we really need to get them on the field, and we need to get them a lot of reps. And he said that's really crucial at this point for both Sua Cravens and Deion Bailey.
All right, well, that wraps it up here on Howard Jones Field. Monday practice. Thanks, Dan Weber. I'm Ryan Abraham. Make sure you check out USCFootball.com for more information.